In the year 2157, memories could be extracted, stored, and even stolen. The city of New Eden was the hub of this memory trade, where people's experiences were bought and sold like commodities. Ava Moreno, a skilled memory thief, stood outside the high-security facility of the Neurosphere Corporation. Her mission was to steal a valuable memory from the CEO's vault. Ava's eyes locked onto the building's main entrance. She took a deep breath, her heart racing with anticipation. This was it, the heist of a lifetime. With a swift motion, Ava slipped on her black leather gloves and pulled up her hood. She was ready to disappear into the night and reappear with the stolen memory. As she entered the building, Ava's thoughts turned to her mysterious client. Who had hired her for this job? Who were they, and what did they want with this memory? Ava's questions would have to wait. She had a memory to steal. Ava navigated through the dimly lit corridors of the Neurosphere Corporation, avoiding security cameras and guards with ease. She had spent weeks studying the building's layout, timing the patrols, and identifying the vulnerabilities in the security system. As she approached the CEO's vault, Ava's heart rate increased. This was the moment of truth. She pulled out a small device from her pocket and attached it to the vault's lock. The device, designed by her trusted ally, Dr. Zhong, emitted a high-pitched whine as it worked its magic. The lock disengaged, and Ava pushed the door open. She slipped inside, finding herself in a room filled with rows of sleek, silver servers. The air was cool and sterile, filled with the hum of machinery. Ava's eyes scanned the room, homing in on the central console. She quickly got to work, hacking into the system to locate the memory she had been hired to steal. The memory, codenamed Eclipse, was rumored to contain groundbreaking research on artificial intelligence. As Ava worked, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. She glanced over her shoulder, but there was no one there. Shrugging it off, she refocused on the task at hand. Suddenly, the console beeped, indicating that the Eclipse memory had been located. Ava's heart skipped a beat as she downloaded the memory into a small crystal orb. The orb, designed to store and protect the memory, glowed with a soft, blue light. Ava pocketed the orb, feeling a sense of satisfaction and relief. She had pulled off the impossible. But as she turned to leave, she was confronted by a figure emerging from the shadows. Well, the figure said, their voice low and menacing. Look what we have here. The infamous memory thief. Ava's eyes narrowed, her hand instinctively reaching for the knife sheathed at her waist. She knew that she had to get out of there, fast. Ava's eyes locked onto the figure, her mind racing with possibilities. Who was this person? How did they know her identity? The figure stepped forward, revealing a tall, imposing man with piercing blue eyes. He wore a tailored black suit, his tie perfectly knotted. Who are you? Ava demanded, her hand still resting on the hilt of her knife. The man smiled, his eyes glinting with amusement. My name is Agent Ross. I work for a specialized agency. We've been tracking your activities, memory thief. Ava's instincts screamed at her to run, but her curiosity kept her rooted. What do you want? She asked, her voice firm. Agent Ross took another step closer, his eyes never leaving Ava's face. We want to offer you a deal. You see, we've been watching you, and we're impressed. Your skills are unique. Ava raised an eyebrow, wary of the agent's intentions. What kind of deal? She asked, her hand tightening around the knife. Agent Ross smiled again, his eyes glinting with a hint of mischief. We'll let you keep the Eclipse memory. And we'll even pay you a handsome sum for it. But in return, you'll have to work for us. Ava's eyes narrowed, her mind racing with the implications. What did Agent Ross's agency want with the Eclipse memory? And what kind of work would they expect her to do? I'm listening, Ava said, her voice cautious. Agent Ross nodded, a satisfied smile spreading across his face. Excellent. I'll send someone to brief you on the details. You have 24 hours to decide. With that, Agent Ross turned and disappeared into the shadows, leaving Ava with more questions than answers. Ava waited for 24 hours, her mind racing with possibilities. Who was Agent Ross, and what did his agency want with the Eclipse memory? The next day, Ava received a message with an address and a time. She arrived at the location, a nondescript office building, and was greeted by a woman with piercing green eyes. "Follow me," the woman said, leading Ava through a maze of corridors to a secure conference room. Inside, Ava found a holographic display projecting a 3D image of a futuristic cityscape. "Welcome, memory thief," a voice said, echoing through the room. "We're glad you decided to join us." Ava's eyes scanned the room, searching for the source of the voice. "Who are you?" Ava demanded. "What do you want with the Eclipse memory?" The holographic display flickered, and a figure materialized. It was Agent Ross. "We're a division of the government," Agent Ross explained. "We've been monitoring the development of artificial intelligence, and we believe the Eclipse memory holds the key to unlocking its true potential." Ava's eyes narrowed. "What makes you think I'll help you?" Agent Ross smiled. "Let's just say we have leverage. You see, we've discovered your true identity, memory thief, and we're willing to keep your secret for a price." Ava's heart sank. Her secret was out. She knew she had to think fast, or risk losing everything. Ava's mind racing, she tried to process the implications. Her secret was out, and Agent Ross's agency had the power to expose her. "What do you want me to do?" Ava asked, trying to keep her voice steady. Agent Ross smiled. "We want you to extract a memory from a high-security facility. The memory contains crucial information about an AI project codenamed Erebus. Ava raised an eyebrow. "And what's in it for me?" Agent Ross leaned forward. "We'll erase your criminal record, and you'll receive a substantial payment. Plus, we'll keep your secret safe." Ava hesitated, weighing her options. She knew that if she refused, her secret would be exposed, and her life would be ruined. "Okay, I'll do it," Ava said finally, trying to sound confident. Agent Ross nodded, a satisfied smile spreading across his face. "Excellent. You'll receive further instructions soon." As Ava left the conference room, she couldn't shake off the feeling that she had just made a deal with the devil. Little did she know, the mission would put her in the crosshairs of a powerful enemy, one who would stop at nothing to claim the Erebus memory for themselves. Ava received a message with the details of the mission. She was to infiltrate the high-security facility, extract the Erebus memory, and escape undetected. Ava spent hours studying the facility's layout, identifying potential entry points, and planning her escape route. She knew that this mission would be her most challenging yet. As she prepared to leave, Ava's phone buzzed. It was a text from an unknown number. "Be careful, memory thief," the message read. "You're not the only one after the Erebus memory." Ava's heart skipped a beat. Who was this mysterious sender? And what did they want? Shrugging off the feeling of unease, Ava set out to complete her mission. She arrived at the facility, avoiding security guards and cameras with ease. As she reached the central server room, Ava's eyes locked onto the mainframe computer. She quickly got to work, hacking into the system to locate the Erebus memory. Suddenly, Ava heard footsteps echoing outside the room. She knew she had to act fast. With seconds to spare, Ava downloaded the Erebus memory into a small device and made a run for it. But as she escaped the facility, Ava realized that she was being pursued. A group of heavily armed agents, led by a mysterious figure in a black mask, was hot on her heels. Ava knew that she had to lose them in the crowded streets of New Eden. But as she ran, she couldn't shake off the feeling that she was trapped in a deadly game. Ava weaved through the crowded streets of New Eden, her heart racing with every step. She could hear the agents closing in, their footsteps echoing off the skyscrapers. As she turned a corner, Ava spotted a narrow alleyway between two buildings. Without hesitation, she darted into the alley, hoping to lose her pursuers. The agents followed, their guns drawn. Ava could hear them shouting, their voices bouncing off the walls. Suddenly, Ava heard the sound of gunfire. She ducked, avoiding a bullet that whizzed past her ear. Ava knew she had to keep moving. She sprinted down the alley, her eyes scanning for an escape route. As she emerged from the alley, Ava spotted a group of pedestrians waiting at a crosswalk. Without hesitation, she dove into the crowd, using them as cover. The agents pushed through the crowd, searching for Ava. But she was gone. Vanished into the sea of faces. Ava knew she couldn't stay hidden for long. She had to get out of New Eden, and fast. As she made her way through the city, Ava received a message from an unknown number. "You're running out of time, memory thief," the message read. "Meet me at the old clock tower at midnight if you want to survive." Ava's heart skipped a beat. Who was this mysterious sender? And what did they want? Ava arrived at the old clock tower just before midnight. The tower loomed above her, its face glowing with an eerie light. As she entered the tower, Ava saw a figure waiting for her. It was Agent Ross. "I see you got the message," Agent Ross said, his eyes glinting with amusement. Ava's hand instinctively went to her knife. "What do you want?" she demanded. Agent Ross smiled. "I want the Erebus memory, of course. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get it." Suddenly, Ava heard footsteps echoing up the stairs. It was the mysterious figure in the black mask. "Ah, perfect timing," Agent Ross said, his eyes flicking to the figure. "I believe you two have met." The figure pulled off its mask, revealing a shocking face. It was Dr. Jong, Ava's ally. "I'm sorry, Ava," Dr. Jong said, her eyes filled with tears. "I was forced to work with Agent Ross. He threatened to expose my past if I didn't cooperate." Ava's heart sank. She felt betrayed. But she didn't have time to react. Agent Ross pulled out a gun, pointing it at Ava. "Hand over the memory, memory thief," he sneered. Ava knew she had to act fast. With a swift motion, she pulled out her knife and threw it at Agent Ross. The knife hit its mark, disarming Agent Ross. Ava quickly grabbed the gun and pointed it at him. "It's over," Ava said, her voice firm. Agent Ross smiled, a hint of admiration in his eyes. "You're a worthy opponent, memory thief. But this isn't the end. There are those who will stop at nothing to claim the Erebus memory." Ava's eyes narrowed. "I'll be ready." With that, Ava turned and walked away, the Erebus memory safe in her possession. She knew that she would have to be vigilant, but she was ready for whatever came next.